Hello, my name is Kristina Steele-Friske, and until recently, I lived in Independence Woods manufactured housing community located in Clarkston, Michigan, with my former husband and 2 teenage children. Independence Woods is owned by Kingsley, which is based out of Utah. I lived there for a little over 5 years. I moved in under a rent-to-own program in which 1/3 of my rent was supposed to go towards the purchase of the home. After 5 years, I reached out to the management and asked how much I would owe to fully pay off my home. The new manager instructed me that nothing I had been paying over that 5 years had gone towards the purchase, and it would cost me $40,000. So not only did I pay $25,000 towards over that 5 years period, I was treated as an owner, and I was expected to keep the upkeep of the home. So I had to replace the furnace and AC unit. I had to install carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors. I had to replace the hot water tank because it caught fire because Kingsley installed it wrong. And I had to replace the unsafe deck, paint the shutters, and replace the sink faucets throughout the home. So none of the $10,000 that I spent over 5 years went to a home that I was going to own in the end. Back in 2021, I had to have emergency brain surgery, and I went to them and I said, listen, my rent might be delayed. They did not care. They said, your rent is due. If you don't pay it and it goes past the 5th of the month, there will be a $50 fee. 7 days after that, you will have court costs and legal fees added onto that, and we will evict you. So 3 days after my brain surgery, I was forced to return to work against doctor's orders so that me and my family did not lose our home. I had to have a second brain surgery in April of 2023 and had to do the same thing, so they did not take our home. The stress of this all caused a breakdown in my marriage, and I could not afford the place on my own any longer. I was then faced with a third surgery and knew that if I had the surgery again, that we would lose our home, so we were forced to move. I had to abandon everything that I had invested in my home. My kids had to leave the community and school district that they had gone to since 1st grade. Now, my children both work, so that if I have to have another surgery, they are able to afford to pay the bills. And I had to invade my 401k to make sure that we could keep a roof over our head, and I had to pay penalties for this. I keep in touch with some of the old neighbors in the park, and they're getting increases every few times a year. So last year it was 3 times, and it was either between $40 to $100 each time. This is something that should not be allowed to do to anyone. Seniors are having to turn to their kids for rent money, and it's not just in Independence Woods. I'm meeting good people all over Michigan facing the same kind of abuse. For many, moving is not an option. If you are on limited income or elderly or a veteran and can't make that move, you're facing losing your home. They just take it and don't care where you go. All this so these companies, out-of-state and international investors, can get deep and rich pockets and off our suffering. Manufactured homes for many are the most affordable homes that they will be able to buy and own. Companies like Homes of America, Kingsley, and Sun Communities are just to name a few. Threatened like this, there needs to be protections in place for us who need them. I am in support of Senate Bills 486 through 490. These provide protections for those of us in manufactured housing homes, seniors, veterans, single moms, and hardworking men and women and their families. We deserve to have the peace of mind that we own our home and not to be afraid that we're going to lose it. Thank you for taking the time today to listen, and I urge you to support these bills.